Hello again, gentlemen. This is another food for thought. Excuse me. I was looking over the quotes I got for the Greek philosopher Aeschylus. Aeschylus. And this came to mind. I feel I should speak on it. Old men are always young enough to learn. Now, the opposite of that is true too. Young man, don't put off learning. Learn all you can now while you're young. In fact, that learning is a habit. It's a way of life. And like my librarian and college professor said, but you should not go to bed as ignorant as you awoke. Treat learning as if it's an act of worship, gentlemen. Just remember that now, old men are always young enough to learn. And gentlemen, being young is not an excuse for being ignorant, much less willfully ignorant. And you know what I learned? Why I read so much? You are one book away from changing your life forever. You understand me? A young man, the sooner you learn as much as you can about life, and the sooner you learn to revolutionize your life, the better. You know, as a young man, in 10th grade, I came across Napoleon Hill's Think and Grow Rich. That changed my life. That was the beginning of my evolution. My life was just going at a normal pace of an average teenager, and it just skyrocketed. From reading his book, I read from that book, it led me to the positive mental attitude. Another revolution in thinking. I read in 12th grade. And then in college, I came across 6 of his other books that I devoured. So my life didn't progress as it should, like a normal progression. It skyrocketed. I was learning things as a teenager that the average 40-year-old man was unaware of. And the reason I brought that up to you is that I think my nephew was in, I think probably 6th grade. And the principal at the school wanted to meet me. And she wanted to know, well, because of the content of my nephew's conversation, she wanted to know, how you know all of this stuff? And so he said me, and the principal wanted to meet me. and I told her, well, I came across, like I told you, Napoleon Hill, Ralph Waldo Emerson, David Trudeau, or Henry David Trudeau, I can't remember. But I prefer Emerson at the time than Trudeau, but I still read Trudeau's work. So I said, since I came across it by accident, I introduced him to it from he was 10 years old, even though in grade 6, I think he was 11. So yeah, grade 6, he was 11 years old. So he was introduced to the poetry of war from he's 10 years old. Napoleon Hill, Ralph Waldo Emerson. And the principal was so impressed by the content of his conversation. She was like, there are grown men that don't know about this, and this child does. And she wanted to know how. How is it possible an 11-year-old knows more than a 40-year-old? And I told her, because I stumbled upon it. But I passed it along to all the children in my family. So, gentlemen, you're not only doing yourself a favor by always learning, you're doing the next generation a favor. You're giving them a head start. I got a head start. At 15 years old, I have more awareness than the average 40-year-old. So imagine my niece and nephews who were introduced to the same thing at 10. Like T.D. Jakes says, favor ain't fair. And gentlemen, you can't, I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. You can't depend on God for favor, because you could create your own favor. It's in the library. Go and learn the works of those who came ahead of you. Don't reinvent the wheel. That's your favor right there. Instead of you wasting your time, life, energy, and effort reinventing the wheel, you could go to the library, take that wheel, and you add rubber to it. So now you get a smoother ride and a better ride. Anyway, gentlemen, don't forget, old men are always young enough to learn, and young men, it's never too early to take your learning seriously. You do yourself a favor, and you do your children a favor. Goodbye. That's just food for thought. You don't have to eat all, but fix to your plate.